is your host, Chef.
Welcome to Marks and Remarks. We got a new episode tonight for you. This is going to be a banger, guys. This is going to be the greatest managers of all time. Marks and Remarks. This is the only podcast where Mark's not a four-letter word. I've got my co-host tonight, as usual. I've got Jared to my left, Shane to my right, and we've got another treat for you guys. We've got Blixx. Micro.
Welcome. Which way I'm pointing? That way. That way. Okay.
Welcome.
Micro wrestler legend here.
Welcome back, Blixx.
Glad to be back.
We've got a hot topic tonight. We've got the top 5 greatest wrestling managers and valet.
This is arguably something I know a lot about. Just saying.
Of all time. We're gonna kind of kick things off with a roundtable type segment. We're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead with my 5, and then we'll go around the horn, and everyone's gonna kind of put in there.
Throw in your honorable mention too.
Yeah,
might as well. That way we know who just missed.
Let's hit the honorable mention first. Go ahead.
Honorable mention for me is gonna be Paul Bearer. It's gonna be my honorable mention.
Interesting.
I think if he would have had a longer roster of guys in the WWE, I probably would have ranked him into my top 5. Did a hell of a job as Paul Bearer, and I know he did some stuff. Percy Pringle,
third,
and did great. He did great. I mean,
now I want Pringles.
Yeah, no. Damn it! Once you pop, you can't stop, right?
Can't
Wait, reach out, stop. Sponsors. Reach out.
Pringles, we'll take it. We'll take everything you got.
Take it. Top 5
for me. I'm having in my honorable mention. We can go around the horn. Jared, Paul Bearer. Any comments? Any takes on Paul Bearer?
Ironically enough, he is also my honorable mention for the same reason.
Wow.
And ironically enough, the tiebreaker for me, and this is kind of an important question for everybody, and I want your guys' take on this as we go around. As you look and compare between different managers or advocates or whatever title you want to use, is it more impressive to successfully manage multiple champions, or in somebody like Paul Bearer's case, be essential to the creation of arguably 2 of the most enduring characters in wrestling history?
Lex, you want to go ahead? You're the guest. Go ahead and kick it off with your take on that question, and then just Paul Bearer in general.
Paul Bearer is actually ranked 8th on my list.
Whoa!
All right.
Good.
Yeah, and going
Shane's
back to
the hot
what you
take
said,
guy.
Chef, is the roster.
Yeah.
He had a very limited roster. It was just basically Undertaker, Kane, and Mankind.
Yeah.
That was it. That was his rise as Paul Bearer. That was it. And if he had a little bit more, if he actually had something to the effect of a tag team or a faction, I would rank him higher. He was very good at what he did. And that high-pitched voice, oh man.
Okay, but go back to what Jared just said. If you're talking about, is it good he did champions? Because it's not, those are all 3 freaking world champions.
Do you want quantity or
I don't include championships in mine because, well, it's work. It's not like they did it. But I'll go ahead and jump aboard because we're all rowing the same damn boat. Honorable mention was Paul Bearer.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, that was odd to have the.
Yeah. When you said that, I looked down. I was like, that's exactly what I have written.
If you look back and look when he was Percy Pringle, you can look at, now obviously this was before they were certain names, but if you actually go back in the archives, he managed Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Along with a couple others.
Yep.
I'd have to look up, I've got my research somewhere. I'm actually trying to look through it right now.
If anybody knows that, leave a comment. We'd love to know what you
There you go.
Yeah.
If you can mention it before I do.
So I think we've mentioned, I can't remember, I think it was episode 1 we talked about, or it might have been the Gold Dust episode where we talked about people getting typecast. Did Paul Bearer kind of suffer a little? He did the role almost so well that you're never going to deviate off that character from him. Paul Moody, right? Is that?
Yes. Was it? I don't think it's Paul.
It's not.
Oh, his real name?
Yeah, it's something Moody. It is
Moody,
Moody, but
I
I
can't
can't think
remember.
of what his first name is.
Go ahead and again drop that in the comments. If you
Yeah.
guys,
There you go.
But did he get? Is that a situation where you don't
think
give him
so.
bonus
I
points?
just think it's one of those things where you change your gimmicks until you find one that works,
And that
you
works.
found one that just hit,
Yeah.
and just keep it. Why would you want to change it after that?
Yeah.
But okay,
Number 5 for
number
me.
5 for the chef.
Okay, so
Dun, dun, dun.
I am gonna go with a guy at number 5 after I kind of went through everything today,
If you steal mine, I'm gonna be pissed.
and
Or
it
not.
is the classic phrase of first and best, and it's gonna be Classy Freddie Blassie.
I just worded that.
Wow.
Roster: Hogan, Big John Studd, Hercules, Ivan Koloff, Jesse Ventura, Kamala, Mr. Fuji. What kind of tipped the needle with me a little bit with doing research with
Mhm.
Classy Freddie Blassie was I have such high regard for Mr. Fuji, and as him as a worker to be able to, I think there's some influence there, you know.
Okay.
So I think he might have influenced the industry of managers / valets, and I just going back and looking at some research, I just Classy Freddie Blassie. I had to get the nod at number 5. Good enough
Isn't
to
he
crack
the one
my
that coined the phrase "pencil neck geek"?
pencil neck.
I
That's
believe
a-
he is.
Yeah,
That's
pencil
a
neck.
great. That's a
Pencil
great. I
neck.
love that.
One of the greatest.
I'll give him points for that.
Right.
Pencil neck geek. That is,
He was really kind of an innovator of the kind of the almost felt like a shoot work type situation with, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Boy, he protected the business a lot more back then.
yeah.
Oh,
That's where that came.
that's
from.
an understatement.
So that in my mind, is he probably as good as some of the people that didn't make my list? I don't know if he was, but he was first. So as the
Okay.
innovator,
Your list, brother.
I'm going to go with Classy Freddie Blassie. Jared, we'll go around the horn again. Comments on Classy Freddie Blassie is number 5.
That you're wrong. I mean, okay, I ranked 10 and Blassie ranked 10.
There you go. Maybe
I
your
mean,
top 10.
He made my top 10, but he did nowhere near when I start going through 5,
Top
4,
five?
3, 2, 1.
Sure.
It's not even close. I will give him a little bit, obviously, for again being the first or one of the first.
Sure.
You know, probably most marketable at that time in that era, but definitely didn't do it best.
Sure. No, yeah,
And
No.
not best.
not even close.
No.
So, like, there's certain things that I would give him. You know, I mean, Mike skills above average. You know,
He knew how to draw heat.
he did.
So,
But,
then,
you know-
as a manager, it's kind of what you want to do, right?
It is, but then again, you look at his client list. You know, they were successful, but they never really reached that top
He
tier.
had Hogan on there, but
He had Hogan, but he had early Hogan.
early Hogan.
He didn't have Hulkamania Hogan.
No, not Hogan.
So, I mean,
Okay.
anyway. So,
Blixxy, what do you think? Classy Freddie Blassie?
I actually had him ranked at 6.
Real
Okay,
close.
So he's your honorable mention.
Yeah,
Real close.
I had him ranked at 6 just because of the lineage he had and the time frame.
Yeah.
If he was used in today's age, I wouldn't give him a second glance. But in that time frame,
Sure.
he was there. He was in the spotlight, and he helped build character, not just in the ring,
Sure.
but backstage as well.
Yeah.
So he wasn't just managing to be a character on the show. He was managing to help build these characters up. And that's why he's ranked number 6 on my list.
How old are you to know he was in the back room?
whoa.
355 years old.
Well,
You know, you got micros that they don't age.
Blixx
They're like
has admitted.
vampires.
Hey,
Blixx has admitted he dyes his hair. Well, he used to dye his hair
yes.
before he got allergic to hair dye. But you know. Oh, sorry, we're not supposed to.
You can say whatever you want to about
So
that.
I'll just go with Freddie Blassie. I'm not going to argue with you.
Sure.
I mean, I just remember the pencil neck geek. I remember him more of a commentary guy than manager, but that's really all I'm going to say about Freddie Blassie.
You know, the one thing that I remember about Blassie was during the invasion angle. They had that moment in the locker room where he was the rah-rah speech. And it was
Oh, yeah.
all of like 2 lines.
Yeah.
And he barely got out of the wheelchair.
Yeah.
and said, "Let's go kick their," whatever. It was nothing.
Do it for the Gipper type speech,
yeah,
or whatever.
But it was like 2 sentences. There was nothing to it.
It's probably all you can remember.
And you see all the guys go, "Yeah!" Like there's just that pause. Of, Is he done? Okay, let's go. Yeah. So,
yeah, that's my 5. Next to
go Jared.
Jared's
my 5.
Yeah.
My 5. How many ways could we introduce this individual?
How about a quick one? Let's get.
Have you met me?
No, sorry.
I mean, I got a bad knee. I don't do anything quick. Come on. She had a storied career, both in the ring and as a manager. And when you look at her client list, you would argue she managed top superstars consistently, not just in singles, but also in the tag team division.
Let's write it down.
My number 5 is Sensational Sherry. Clearly, Blixx agrees.
Yes, I do agree, because that's my number 5 also.
This is why I like you.
When we turn,
this is why I like you.
This does help. If it by any chance is she your number 5 too, Shane? We do this. Once you start having a domino effect, we'll just start clearing them. No, okay,
not even on my list.
No,
what?
No, wow, just jumped ahead and said
that's sexist.
I just love what she did. I love everything that she did.
Hold on. Not to deny what she did with Harlem Heat, not to deny what she did with Shawn Michaels, but
and Ric Flair and Macho Man.
Yeah.
And Kurt Angle, technically.
If you want me to be honest, she didn't need to be with any of them. They didn't need her.
Okay.
So
there's a point.
It was more nothing wrong with what she did. She was amazing as a worker. She was amazing, right? She was great as a manager. I'd rather see her be with somebody who needed it. She was already with people who didn't need a manager. That'd be like in the 80s. Put her with Hulk Hogan, who's on top of the world, and saying she was a great manager because she was Hogan's manager. That's why she didn't make my list. I'm not saying she wasn't good at what she did. She's just the wrong people, in my opinion.
Well, we know who else now officially didn't make his list based on that. It really is sexist.
But one of the things that I love that just about everybody that is on my top 5 list does this. They're not afraid to join the action. And Sherry would do that. She would take a shot. She would
crossbody.
She would take whatever needed to be done.
And I think that's why she made my top 5 is things like that. And being a former worker, you had more options. And let's compare her to another female, Miss Elizabeth, who may be one of the most memorable managers, but you certainly, not for that reason.
That doesn't hurt.
But it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. You're right. But you couldn't call a spot for her unless it was a hair pull or a leg trip. Something, get in the way and be a human shield. So
take your high heel off and throw it in the ring.
Yeah. Like, if we're looking at just those two alone, Sherry is head and shoulders above.
Yeah, Sherry was bumping heels.
Yes.
So did you say Sherry was yours, top 5?
Yeah, number 5.
I'm going to write it down.
Yeah. Blixx and I are smart people.
Okay. I'm not going to take anything away from the woman. She was good at what she did. She just, to me, she was with people who are already over. And maybe you could say Shawn, she helped elevate him quicker, but that's about the best I'll give it.
No, I think she just kind of helped him get over the hump from just being Shawn Michaels into Heartbreak Kid. After he became the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, she really was not needed with him.
All right, fair enough.
I'm torn on that too because she didn't make my list as well, but she's in that bottleneck situation of I have some people that are iconic to the industry that didn't make my list,
right? And
she would be one of those iconic characters. I don't know, like you said, if I don't know if the people that she was with needed her, but it doesn't take away from what she did,
right?
As far as that goes,
even though the people that she was with were already where they were. She elevated them all a little bit, because of her ability. There's no doubt about that.
It's tough because her and like, I know you'd mentioned Elizabeth, but to me, the close relation a little bit is her and Luna Vachon kind of had that same kind of cut from the same cloth type with Luna with Bam Bam. Did Bam Bam need Luna? I don't know, but they complemented each other so well.
True.
You know, so it's like.
Well, and Sherry was able to adapt, to your point. Able to adapt so well. Like, you could see her with somebody like Ric Flair, and it made sense. And then you could see her with Harlem Heat, and somehow it made sense.
Yeah. She's very versatile.
Luna Vachon, dude. I have her underneath Matilda. Jeez.
What about Damien?
What's that?
What about Damien?
I don't know.
Right there. Very good and close.
Side note, off camera, we're talking animal managers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So we had
He did
two Sherrys. So basically you're 5 then.
My 5
Uh-oh.
was just mentioned. My 5's Elizabeth.
Okay.
What?
Absolutely, positively Elizabeth, and I'm going to tell you why. I think without Elizabeth, Savage doesn't have the stardom as fast as he does. I think she boosted that up. He may have still got to where he was going and may have gotten to where he got to. I don't think it was as fast. Back then, think about this. Back then, you had him protecting this woman, treating her bad, not letting people touch her, get in that corner, you know, and then she brought
But that was
the mega powers together. Then she split them up, and she was really, in my mind, she was the first female valet manager person that I can remember. So that's why I put her number 5. She was first.
How much of that Savage stuff with you stay over here, protecting her was real life,
right,
crossing over in front of the curtain.
Obviously,
knowing what we know.
Yeah, but I don't know how much that really was because he went so overboard with it.
Sherry and Elizabeth for me were both on that outside looking in a little bit. Like you almost have real similar stuff. I don't know that Macho needed Elizabeth, like you kind of said.
No, I don't think he needed her, but
he was such a good worker anyways.
I think she boosted him.
Yeah, 100%.
I think Savage was going to get where he was going to get anyway.
The fold that I think, like we had kind of mentioned in casual passing, is that the impressive thing is when you look at my list of managers personally, without like spoiling who I have, there's no babyface managers, and even though she represented a heel, she was always the face character, and that's really hard to pull off.
It is the babyface managers. I don't know. To me, they're worthless.
Right.
They're just.
But that's what she was. So
she was the babyface. He was the heel.
No.
Savage was not a baby when she was managing him at first.
But
later, when she got with Hogan, then they did the mega power things and blah blah blah. They turned baby. Original, she was a heel manager. She could be a baby face managing a heel, and that was a dynamic that worked.
Blixxy, jump in on Elizabeth. What do you think?
If you want to be wrong too, but speak up, kid.
Yeah, I will be wrong, and I'm going to be wrong in the right way.
You're
basing this on one storyline. Do I believe that the whole Mega Powers Collide WrestleMania match would have ever happened without Elizabeth? No.
Right.
I do not think that was in the cards whatsoever without Elizabeth. But after that, where'd she go?
Right.
I mean, there was nothing.
I can answer that question.
Yeah, I did some stuff in the WCW.
Yeah.
And that was
okay. Moving on.
I mean, she's so.
It's controversial as hell, and I don't care.
Well, Elizabeth.
Well, hey, that's what we're here for, is to create controversy.
100%.
And yes,
Shane's hot
she
take.
was there.
I would say I don't know if any of us would pick their one hit wonders of music, and maybe that was. There's some really good one hit wonders out there.
Number one.
Hanson, just a huge Hanson mark.
Listen to the lyrics of that song. Way ahead of their time.
Oh, jeez.
But anyway, go ahead.
Okay. So we're on.
That's a shoot. I love that song. If you listen to the lyrics, don't take it for the three little brothers singing a song. Listen to the lyrics. And say, anyway,
philo-
moving on.
the
Jared,
philosophy.
number 4.
He goes, move on from Hanson.
Oh,
I
God.
love that song, but no one
For
understands.
multiple reasons, I hate that group, and it's mostly the name. That's a story for another day. Mom, if you're watching, you know why.
Jared's 4.
My 4. I don't have my prop, but let me pick up the bullhorn.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about face managers that worked. Jimmy Hart.
Son of a bitch!
I'm good, aren't I?
But see, he originally wasn't a face man.
No, but
once
That's
you
a good
build
point.
and build, he was such a heel manager. First, everybody hated that guy. Wanted to stick his bullhorn up his ass. But later in life, then you make a switch when it's already.
Well, he did some stuff with Hogan early still. And that, you know, this Hogan stuff was.
This Hogan stuff was still all babies, though.
but you
That's what I'm
think
saying. That's what I'm saying. So
That's tying your tie. Okay, again, didn't make my 5.
okay, but you think
But
okay,
not
didn't
that-
make
not
your,
that he's
didn't make your top
He
5.
didn't make my top 5, but it didn't mean that he wasn't
Nice.
good. And longevity and phenomenal what he did.
successful in Memphis, successful in WWE,
Yeah.
WCW. You look at everything from a quote unquote mid card honky tonk man.
Sure. Greg the Hammer.
Obviously, the Hart Foundation.
Is he your 4, Blixx?
Yes,
I
he
knew
is
that.
also my 4.
Attaboy.
I'm gonna spoiler alert. He's my 4 too.
Wait, hold on. Let me do it up here. All right,
So
over there.
he's also
All right.
my 4.
Hey,
Just
so Shane, why don't you tell us why you're wrong?
I'll tell you real. Do you want me to go with my 4? Or you guys done talking about Jimmy?
let me real quick before you hit your 4.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm just going to list his roster. Hogan, the Hart Foundation, Greg the Hammer Valentine, the Funks. You've got King Kong Bundy, Honky Tonk, Adrian Adonis, Money Inc., the Natural Disasters, the Nasty Boys, and then the Mountie and probably the Quebecers too. I don't know if he was with the Quebecers or not, but he was with the Mountie for sure.
I think he was.
Plus, those outfits are iconic.
Oh,
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
the
When everybody
But
just
when you-
came
when
out
you
with
talk
just a
about him
regular.
managing Hogan. Hogan was already Hogan
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a downside
I get
of
you.
his career. And he didn't elevate Hogan. Managers are supposed to elevate their talent.
we got
Like,
another.
you should elevate that sign.
We got another prop malfunction.
But no, but Jimmy Hart, did he elevate the Hart Foundation? Arguably, you could probably argue yes.
Members of. I don't know about the whole thing,
Right.
the entire collective.
You could probably say he elevated
Natural disasters.
natural
honky
disasters.
tonk
Yeah,
man.
they probably wouldn't have been able to get over it without him too.
Yeah.
Guys, it's not a bad pick. It's just, to me, he just didn't make my list, and you'll see why when you see my list.
Okay.
So
So
he was the male version of Miss Elizabeth to him.
Apparently.
Yeah,
I mean, they probably had the same hairstylist.
they
Back
probably.
then.
If
that
you
blowout,
wanna
that
put- you wanna
blowout,
put-
that
you wanna
80s
put
blowout.
Jimmy Hart because he had the same hair in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. The guy today still has the same damn hair. All props to you, brother.
Yeah,
That's
all
true. That's true.
Yes, and I've
I
had the
saw him like 2
pleasure
years
of
ago.
working with him 4 different times.
Yeah. And what
And
was he
the
like
guy-
to work with?
He is the nicest guy in the world. He still does everything to this day for the business. He will literally help set up chairs at a show.
Yeah.
Wow.
And does not need to be asked to do it. He just gets up and does it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You know, what's funny is after, and I don't care, like viewers, whatever, you can have your opinion on Hogan. That's fine, whatever.
Tell Shane why he's wrong. Okay.
you can have whatever you want, but after Hogan had passed, and there was some footage of Jimmy backstage, and the guy really seems. I mean, he was distraught over Hogan's. I mean, it wasn't just. It was. He seems like a real one. That's like, regardless. He seems like a friend.
I think they were friends, and I think the
Oh,
only
yeah,
reason that
100%.
Jimmy wanted to do that was like, let me manage like a real friend of mine, rather than somebody you just throw me with.
Yeah.
Right. So, I like Jimmy Hart, guys. Don't get me wrong. He just, when I was thinking of this, it was hard to keep him off the list. It really was.
Yeah.
It just,
The nice thing
compared
is,
to the other people that I had on there for whatever reasons, just to make it.
due to time constraints, we can zip right past right to
All right, let's go to my number 4. My number 4
Shoots and
is
Ladders, right to Shane's
the
4.
Wall Street Journal Holden carrying guy himself, Paul Ellering. And I'm going to tell you why I picked Paul Ellering. I picked Paul Ellering because when I was a kid, that guy scared the crap out of me. And he managed the Road Warriors, who were not going to get over by themselves with their vocal skills. They just weren't. And he is by far one of the scariest managers I remember growing up.
Can I go back to my earlier question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you remember the earlier question?
Probably not.
Okay. Do you want? I have it wrote down. I have it wrote down. I can read it back to you. Is it more impressive to successfully manage multiple champions, or in this case, one main? Obviously, he had the AOP and whatnot here the last few years, but for the most part, obviously, Legion of Doom, Road Warriors, right? Yeah. Or be essential in the creation of one major.
Champions don't mean anything to me because it's a work.
I
it's
understand
not like
that.
they built them up and
Yeah.
you know, it's not like you did anything like train them like a trainer would do. You be quiet. And
Actually, that is an interesting message.
I chose
Because we got the same one.
I chose him because he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He built up a team. A manager should be put with someone who can't talk.
Yeah.
And at that time, the Road Warriors couldn't talk. They could barely fucking work. And if they were here, they would tell you the same thing. They couldn't work.
Well,
Beat up people.
I don't know about that.
He put them. You don't think they could? You think they could work back in the day?
No.
No, they.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
No.
And
you said talk.
Back in the day, they couldn't. You're talking like Georgia Championship Wrestling, like when I was introduced to the
Okay,
Road Warriors.
that's fair.
They
If you want to go all the way back then,
legitimately.
They were legitimately.
And Paul took them, taught them to work behind the scenes,
Yeah.
but really did. all
Also,
the
you mean
talking
he was
for
in the back room too?
I'm old enough to know that. You shut up.
I think the fun thing with that you can apply across the board with wrestling sometimes when people give their top whatever is like in this case you can apply it even though it's predetermined or scripted. You can still what? It's still real. It's still real to me. God damn it!
Hey, that doesn't work for me, brother.
Yeah, that's true. So even though you had some setup, right?
Yeah.
I think it's still applicable to go if you put Paul Ellering, if he had an opportunity with XYZ, could he have this might be the what if.
I think we already have that answer.
Yeah.
They gave him two guys that could work to a degree.
Not at the time they gave.
No.
Okay.
Current.
Oh, the Authors of Pain or whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
That was more of a
the Pain were just as bad as the Warriors were when they
yeah.
started.
They were pretty stiff and
Go ahead, please.
What? Here,
Help me. Dude, help me.
rewatch when Ellering joined AOP.
Do I need to? You want me to?
I mean, seriously.
when those glasses come off, you got to tone them down, Blixxy. You're so loud.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what it is, but did you smell my beer and get a contact drunk? The AOP were just as bad as the Road Warriors.
No.
Contact drunk.
Let me finish my point, and then it will make sense.
Contact.
You guys decide if this makes sense or not.
You gave him the exact same formula,
Sure, you did.
and he came nowhere near as successful.
No.
That, to me, diminishes him as a manager. For the record, he's number 9 on my list. He is
Yeah,
above
but the
the
Road
last.
Warriors actually listened.
Yeah.
The AOP didn't.
At least
We don't know.
But,
I mean,
true. But you have a very good point, and that's why I said that was an epic failure because it didn't work.
I think sometimes with our top 5 or 10s, it's fun that some of the guys that make someone's top 5 could also be someone's most underrated pop. You know what I mean? Like, because he's definitely iconic. I mean, there's no, we're not gonna, no one's gonna argue. So when you start to get into the realm of like, this person's an icon, do they not by default almost have to be put into the?
No, because this is a personal opinion.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why
there's
that's
people in the WWE Hall of Fame right now that I don't think belong in the WWE Hall of Fame, and there's people
100%.
And there's people who are not in the Hall of Fame that fucking need to be there.
But
100%.
this is
For
where you
whatever
go
reason.
back to like Paul Bearer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He was so pigeonholed with
The gimmick.
Legion of Doom, Road Warriors type gimmick
Yeah.
And
that he couldn't elevate past that. Had he been given the opportunity, hard to say. But his just like the Paul Bearer character was so one-dimensional as far as
so is Ellering. Yeah.
So is Ellering. And for that reason, he can't make my 5 because you can't really put him with anyone.
You said that when I was doing this, I already had Elizabeth at 5. I wanted her in there because she was so iconic. So at 4, I was battling between Ellering and Paul Bearer. So I see what you're saying.
So okay, so why did he win out over Bearer? I'm just curious. What's
because Ellering scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. When
take that off the table.
Well, then I'd probably put Paul Bearer up there. But I'm going by my personal opinion.
That's fair.
When I was watching TV, he had this freaking Wall Street Journal, and he was yelling at you, and Legion of Doom sitting there all muscle. I was like, I don't ever want to meet these guys. I never want to go to Chicago. These guys scare the shit out of me.
Hey, I like Chicago. Okay.
Well, I'm just saying, when I was younger, when they were from Chicago.
You know, the fun thing,
even though they're from Minneapolis.
The fun thing that we're starting to see is, as with Jared having his 10, and then Blixx has kind of had his 10, and I've got just random hodgepodge and extra 5 guys. Everyone's got the same list. It's just in different order.
So far,
it's so subjective. Blixx, I think
Liz didn't make my 10. FYI.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we got Mouth of the South for all of you guys. Paul Ellering for me at 4. Blixx number 3.
Number 3 for Blixx.
Number 3.
Oh, please do it.
This is where the
do it.
Let me tell you, this is where the
chair again. I'm out.
This is where the rubber meets the road. On Marks and Remarks.
Yep.
A lot of podcast or rankings will be your Mount Rushmore, your 4. Not us guys.
No.
We do our top 5 out of
we're not the norm. We're fucking marks.
Right. Our top 3 is where the rubber meets the road. So let's go. Let's burn it. You guys have been like-minded the whole time.
So far. He's over here begging me that I'm right with him.
Oh yeah, go number 3, Blixx.
Captain Lou Albano.
Okay, Captain Lou.
We finally disagree.
Dude,
you're wrong.
Great freaking pick. And I'm going to tell you, he's not in my top 5, but he was battling hard. And I'm going to tell you, it's all because he was obviously part of the rock and wrestling part of it. And anybody who wants to put fucking rubber bands in their cheeks should get bonus points. It's not a cool look, but he got over with it.
Exactly. And the guy seriously never quit the business. I mean, even when he couldn't walk.
Yep.
He still came to the ring.
Dude, Captain Lou, if a guy his size want to take his shirt unbuttoned and let that belly hang out, I'm still stuck on the rubber bands thing. He was in the locker. I don't know this for sure. This is my guess. He's in the locker room going, "What can I do?
What can I do to
different than that?" And he's probably got a safety pin with rubber bands for hair, and he's like, "That's it." You're like, who the hell does that?
Yeah. You want to know something about my childhood? Truth be told, watching.
You tried to wear a rubber band like that?
No, I don't. I probably did. Who knows?
Prince Albert yourself some rubber bands.
That'd be a tiny rubber band. I'll tell you that right now. So
at least he admitted it.
Yeah.
Wait. Smaller than Blixx's?
Much smaller, I'm sure. Yeah, not even close.
3'9" with a 2-foot dick.
That's right.
He ain't no 3'9". He's 3'2". 38 inches.
That's a billing weight.
That's a gimmick, and he is a mark. But we're all marks. That's what we're here for.
That's right.
3'8" if you guys want to. Okay, here we go. Captain Lou.
To me, to Captain Lou, as a kid, as much as I remember all like Hogan, to me as a kid, he was like cartoon wise the first cartoon character I remember from wrestling. Like that Captain Lou on Hogan's cartoon was like what sticks out in my mind about that cartoon.
Don't forget he was Mario too.
Oh, geez.
Super Mario.
Yeah,
Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers. So to me, the nostalgia aspect of Captain Lou, I don't know that there's almost a more iconic character of a manager. Like he was so character. He was like.
What's your biggest memory of Captain Lou?
Is the Cyndi Lauper WrestleMania like going back and forth.
Okay.
That's that's kind of what I remember.
What's your biggest memory of Captain Lou? I'll share mine. It's going to be different. Sure. When I think of Captain Lou, this is what I first picture in my head.
I don't know. I lump him in so much with the rock and wrestling era.
Yeah.
That it's hard to really kind of pick out one thing personally. Like I can't. obviously, as I already mentioned, first thing that really comes to mind is him being Mario in the Super Mario Brothers TV show.
Sure.
So from a crossover appeal, he's certainly getting points there.
Blixx,
So,
when you think of Captain Lou, what's the first image pops in your head?
I can't say a first image because I grew up in the South and everything was still kind of territorial.
Sure.
So I was not introduced to Lou Albano until things went completely on the internet.
Sure.
But when I saw the transitional phases of professional wrestling, Lou never changed. He was always the same guy every time he came out of that curtain.
Longevity.
And that just showcases how much he was over with the crowd.
Yeah.
When I first think of Captain Lou Albano, it has nothing to do with wrestling. I just see him pointing his finger at Cyndi Lauper, saying, "What are you going to do?"
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
in the music video. When you said Captain Lou
fair.
earlier, flashback to him in the music video doing this.
Yeah.
And just overacting.
yeah.
But I love Captain Lou. I think it's a great pick. I can't argue with that.
I don't know that WrestleMania goes over without that rock and wrestling era. So from a really like fundamental standpoint for wrestling is in terms of importance to the business, he might be underrated.
It's a possibility.
I mean, without that crossover, who knows? Okay, we hit Captain Lou.
So Shane, I'll go with
Shane with number 3. Now we're right. The rubber hits the road here, buddy.
No, and I'm telling you, if I could have a phone call where I could sit down on dinner and have a talk with any manager ever, this guy I could hear tell stories left and right and left. The tennis racket holding man himself, Jim Cornette. I love you, Jim Cornette. I love all the stories about you. I love hearing you talk. Your voice. The biggest thing, and this is, I'm going to say it right away. I was going to say it for later, but I'll say it right now. I heard him doing a talk about Hulk Hogan. I can't remember what it was about. And he said the phrase, "Hogan, you say you're a household name, but so is garbage, and it needs to be taken out." And he may have said trash, so is trash, and it needs to be taken out. And I was like, "You tell him, Jim." And with the Midnight Express, his tennis racket.
Yeah.
It was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah. Heavenly Bodies.
Did he ever play tennis? Jim, if you ever play tennis, leave a comment. I just want to know.
Yeah. Please, just comment in general if you know.
Jim Cornette's my number 3, and when I get to the 2s and 1s, you'll understand why he's that low. But in my heart, he's number 1.
I wanted to
freaking love Jim Cornette.
I wanted to let you go on this rant because my number 3 is also the tennis racket wielding genius. Yokozuna, Vader, Owen, Bulldog, Jeff Jarrett, the Rock and Roll Express. A good, maybe not a...
Wait, what?
What?
No, Midnight.
Excuse me, not Midnight.
Wow. They both looked at each other.
We're like, Midnight Express. No, not Rock and Roll, sorry. Midnight Express.
Rick and Morty didn't need no one. Then the Midnight Express did, but you talk about elevating a tag team that probably doesn't get over unless they... Oh, my God. What do you think of Jim Cornette? You haven't said anything.
I can't say anything.
You don't know?
Just yet.
Is he your number 3? Is he your number 3?
No, we already established.
No,
you've already gone your number 3. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jared, I'm just going to go on a limb and say that's yours.
It is.
Yeah, I thought so. When I mentioned, I saw his kind of eyes light up.
I'm in a way, I'm a little disappointed in Blixx. Maybe not so much, considering it sounds like we might see him elsewhere.
I'm thinking we are here for a second.
I'm thinking so, but again, when you talk.
little dance. We got a little happy dance.
Synonymous with at least one tag team, obviously the Midnight Express. The only reason he's not higher is we'll call it his client list, isn't nearly as long. Okay. But from when you look at NWA, WCW, WWF, you knew that voice. You knew you were getting a solid promo.
Solid.
Probably
more than you wanted.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know how many times they're like, Jim, really cut this down to like another 2 minutes. Cut 2 minutes off because he can.
And he'd go 3 more.
Yeah, he could just go. I fucking love Jim Cornette.
And
did I say that yet?
as far as I would say, trendsetter in the way of a work shoot.
Mm-hmm.
As far as blurring those lines,
man, that's a great point.
He did it, and I might argue someone else does it better.
Yeah,
might say currently, maybe
he's probably going to appear
to
on
be
that
determined.
We'll see.
I'll tell you what, I'd almost pay money to have Jim Cornette just slam me and do a promo on me.
I'll
I just love that guy that much.
I'd love to have a back and forth just to see if I can keep my wits.
Oh,
I
Or
really
just
There's
sit there and just
nobody in this room that can do a back and forth with Jim Cornette.
I know. Does
Can I try?
Is that a challenge?
Yeah, it's like,
Yes, it is.
Challenge
You
accepted.
know what? And if I ever got that opportunity, Jim, I'd be more than happy to lose to you.
You'll put him over? Is that it? You'll put him over?
I will.
Hey,
All right.
speaking of challenges, we may have a tentative date for a certain challenge coming up, by the way.
All right.
Little for those of you that haven't seen the episode yet, depending on when this airs, with one of our other guests. Speaking of challenges you want to throw out and get accepted.
dun 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 Cornette for me,
Okay.
real quick.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, the Cornette drive-through podcast stuff now.
Oh yeah.
I had to try to separate my love. I've fallen in love more, but that's the beauty of this podcast is it's nostalgia through the eyes of what we viewed as a kid, and it's so hard for me to erase how I just gained so much more of an appreciation listening to how witty he is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You watched it early. You know, when you watched everything, you're like, "Yeah, this is scripted." Even when you were 12, you knew that there is some level of theater involved. And you listen to Jim Cornette like now in interviews or on his own podcast, he is the funniest, quick-witted human, maybe in the entire wrestling business.
What's interesting with Cornette too is you look at Cornette like within the first couple of years of, we'll say, getting out of the business, or at least getting somewhat
TV.
away from it.
Yeah.
TV at least.
Yeah. And the things that he would say and the thing, like there was some animosity.
Oh, yeah.
For various individuals.
He loves
And
Vince Russo, though.
Right. Wow. Talk about words I never thought would ever be said on this podcast. But you talk about like his drive-through podcast. Like,
so good.
It's not so much that he's changed his tune, but you understand how much hindsight is
2020
adjusting his perspective on certain things.
Sure.
I don't think he's ever going to be a fan of Vince Russo, but I think,
and that's why I love him.
You know what would be the ultimate swerve with this guy though?
Hmm?
What if on his deathbed he goes, "That was a work."
No,
I could see him. I could see him doing it. I could see him doing it. I'm really close to eulogy.
That'd be as much as Vince saying, "I forgive you, Randy," before he dies.
You want to talk about people that like
Wow.
Captain Lou that protected the business?
Yeah.
Like Cornette does it in a different way.
He does.
He takes the curtain back, but also goes, "I'm still going to protect it."
Yeah.
Sure. Now, two things I got to say about Cornette before
We move on. Yeah, go ahead.
is I would love to have Jim Cornette leave me a message that says, "Hey, stupid, wake up," so I can wake up to that every morning from my alarm. In his own Jim Cornette way.
Yeah.
But what if he was a manager today? Would he get rid of the tennis racket and hold a pickleball paddle?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely has to.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
All right. Anyway, enough Jim Cornette. There we go. That's my number 3. And it looks like it's everyone's number 3 except for Blixx, which is Captain Lou's good. That's why we're all here.
But it doesn't mean that it's not on Blixxy's list.
Yep. So here we go. Number 2.
Number 2.
It's my turn and go. Guys, this was longevity. This is elevating talent. And this is Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is my number 2. I had to go with Paul Heyman. I'm going to tell you, from the Dangerous Alliance back in the day. And I think I mentioned this to Chef earlier today. just one moment caught my eye when it comes to really Paul is when Roman beat Brock, and they had the camera just zoomed in on Roman only, and he said the words, "That is not a prediction, that is a spoiler." And you're like, what? That was Paul Heyman saying. And then the camera came out, and you saw Paul Heyman sitting next to him, and he said Roman's phrase, which at this time I can't remember.
Believe that.
Yeah.
Yep.
That, and right now, if I had hair in my arms, you would see that spot still to this day gets me, because I was like,
interesting.
With freaking Roman Reigns. So he became, CM Punk, a Paul Heyman guy. Then he went to Brock Lesnar. I still think to this day, and trust me, I don't care if you believe me or not, Brock Lesnar doesn't go where Brock Lesnar went without Paul Heyman.
100%.
He was just a big dude. He could not get on the stick and do anything with it.
No.
He just couldn't.
Not only in front of the camera, but I think behind the camera as well.
Oh, I 100% believe that. Yeah. But then when he went to Roman Reigns, he built the bloodline. The bloodline may not get over as much as it does if it's not for the wise man.
Part of it, I think, is Heyman. I think part of it also is the way they had to pivot because of COVID.
Right.
Being able to take it to that more intimate setting.
But still, Roman went from a guy who couldn't speak to a guy who could. Paul Heyman was that guy. Oh, you can't argue. Go back and look.
No, I know. No, I'm arguing whether or not he can still.
Yeah, there's
he's still outclassed on a promo against
you're Punk or something like that. And I'm not a Punk guy.
Just really about anybody.
Everybody knows that. I'm not a big fan of CM Punk at all. The guy can talk. Get a stick in his mouth. The guy can fucking talk.
I think on an unrelated, I just want to throw in there because this is just we're shooting shit about wrestling. Yeah. My take on CM Punk is
overrated.
He's everything that you listen come out of his mouth is pipe, like trying to relive the pipe bomb. You know what I mean? It's just like a different version of I'm gonna just get so edgy that you're gonna hear me talk and like I'm just this edgy. I'm just this.
You look overrated in the dictionary. You see a picture of CM Punk. That's my opinion.
On the mic, I agree. Wow. It's just a total edgelord.
Yep. Anyways, my number 2 is Paul Heyman.
Any other number 2 Paul Heyman guys?
Nope. Anybody else want to talk about Paul Heyman?
I'll talk about Paul Heyman because he's my number 2.
Okay.
He's also my number 2. Heyman as Heyman. Lesnar, Big Show, Angle, Punk, Roman, Division Now, Ryback. As Dangerously, Austin, Rick Rude, Arn Anderson, Larry Zbyszko, Mean Mark Callis,
Medusa.
This guy,
Mean Mark Callis. There's a name you haven't heard in a long time.
As we've gone around the horn, we've talked about guys like Paul Bearer pigeonholed themselves into a situation where this guy went from Paul E. Dangerously,
which is a great fucking name,
which is great, and then moved into the ECW. And then evolved into the WWE, went from ponytails to suits. There's not a more dynamic evolve. When we talk about like guys that have evolved their characters, Chris Jericho, Undertaker, even with the American Badass, whether we liked it or not, evolved. You never see it with managers. Yeah. For him to do it at the degree that he did it at, chef's kiss, literally. Yeah. That should be. We need a chef's kiss next week.
But you go back to the point. He had the cordless cell phone, the cordless phone.
The big
one. The cordless
brick.
It was
the brick.
It wasn't. It wasn't a cell phone. It was a phone that you had at home. You pull out the antenna.
It was actually a satellite phone to be.
To be technical.
It was a satellite phone. Went to that. But early days, it was nothing but a cordless phone. Would pull the antenna out and he'd point at that. The long trench coat, and then he went to the suit, like you said. It just, I couldn't agree with more than number 2. That's a brilliant number 2.
I mean,
it's okay.
It's all right.
It's okay. Paul Heyman. Any more on Paul Heyman? Any Blixx? Have you said anything about Paul Heyman?
No, and I'm not going to until I get to my number 1.
Ooh. I knew I liked him. Spoiler alert. That's not a prediction.
Yeah.
That's a spoiler.
Exactly.
All right, then Blixx, Jared.
Jared, number 2.
My number 2, and it was back and forth. I could say a lot of things about this man. I could say a lot of things about his managerial style. I could say a lot of things about his commentary style. But at the end of the day, I'll just call him a weasel.
Yeah.
Bobby the Brain Heenan. When you talk that era and you needed the guy that was here to get here, or even that guy that was here that you needed him to get off the charts. Think Andre. You put him with Bobby Heenan. And, you go from everyone from Mr. Perfect to Ric Flair to Andre to,
it might be the most impressive.
You probably got the full list. As far as the quote unquote Heenan family.
Yeah. I'll run down it real quick for you.
Go ahead.
This is probably the most impressive list of any manager. Big John Studd, Bundy, Harley Race, Orndorff, Giant, Andre the Giant, Rick Rude, Mr. Perfect, Haku, Ric Flair.
Hercules.
Yes, Hercules is on there.
I'm waiting for that.
I just
because
don't have it.
Hercules. I'll tell you, Hercules. A lot of members I know him. I have an Uncle Bill who looks Hercules reminds me of him. And when Heenan, I don't think Hercules would have done anything in wrestling if it wasn't for Heenan.
No, Hercules was the original Chris Masters.
Yeah,
with the master lock type. You know what I mean? He was the original.
Okay.
He was the original.
Attacked again.
You are by yourself.
Now there's not.
So what do you think of
Heenan at 2? There's nothing wrong. Does anybody else have Heenan at number 2?
I don't have him at number 2.
Huh? All right. I think I know where number 2's going. Who's your number 2?
We actually talked in longevity about him.
Yeah.
And shit, I just went fucking blank.
Really? I don't know that guy. Shit, I went blank. Who did he have?
Is it have to be Paul Heyman? Is it Paul Heyman?
Eddie Blassie.
No, it's not Paul Heyman. And seriously, I just went blank.
Jim Cornette, Paul Bearer.
Yes, Jim Cornette. That's it.
See, I'm gonna just start listing off the names that we talked about.
Number 2 is Jim Cornette for me.
Can I point something out on your list, Blixx, real quick? Either your number 1 is Paul Heyman, and if that's the case, Bobby Heenan's off your list of your top 5,
Unbelievable.
which is bonkers.
Spoiler. Not everyone's keeping track, dude. I'm just kidding.
Rewind the tape.
All right, Jim Cornette. Let's talk about Jim Cornette for a minute.
Again?
I fucking love him. I just want to say that.
Wait,
no, but see,
how do you feel about Jim Cornette?
Oh, I fucking love him.
I brought this up earlier. Born and raised in the South.
No, so you got a lot of him.
I got a lot of Jim Cornette.
Lucky.
I got a lot of the whole Midnight Express, Rock and Roll Express feuds.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but that feud would not have been so big without Jim Cornette.
Agreed. Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with you. It was hard for me to put him at 3, but I felt that Paul Heyman and what he has been done longevity-wise is still going. And when he comes out, and this is a crowd this day and age, though, when he stops and says, "Ladies and gentlemen," and they repeat it, that doesn't really necessarily mean he's over as much as the crowds are just fucking trained to do.
They're sheep anymore. They are
exactly.
Sheep. You see that now. You know what kind of upset me the other night is they changed after the America, the Americana El Grande match with. They changed Gable's entrance, and now it's this like dad, rock clap. It's like
he's doing the American males.
It's like
oh my god!
He is, though, is he not?
He is. Yeah, I'm like, this is.
Got out buff.
This is so. It's so to us.
Yeah.
As much as like it's marks and remarks, like there are some nuance to where like I watch wrestling and I go, this is just a cheap pop. You know what I mean?
Hey, if you get,
so you hate Kit Wilson
too, right? Mick Foley got paid a shit.
No,
I'm asking him.
I
talk about a fucking guy who's not being used right. But go ahead. If you want to be wrong,
who's your one that's
Kit
not
Wilson.
being? Oh yeah, 100%.
That flying elbow drop he does. I wish I would have thought of that.
But here's the thing.
That's magic.
Here's where TKO that now owns WWE is missing the mark.
Oh, go ahead and tell him. Look at the camera.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're watching.
The world is watching.
When you do get the eyes on your guys that can actually work, and you're just not relying on cheap pops, you actually have to let them work to get over.
Right.
And I think that's, even me as a mark, I know that about the business, that cheap pops will only get you so far. Your work rate in the ring is what gets you over ultimately.
The problem is that their work rate isn't what it used to be because they don't do house shows like they used
No,
to.
100%.
The chemistry that you could get on a typical house show loop is gone.
Randy Orton has been front and center. To me, in my generation, the biggest guy that I know about, like that I would use as an example, would be Ryback. Feed Me More just couldn't work. I mean, the guy could not freaking work to save his life.
That's an understatement.
But
he also got a shortcut into the industry.
But he was over like no other.
I'm not saying anything about Ryback.
Yeah,
he's a good guy.
No, we had.
You don't want to die? Is that what I'm saying? You don't want to die.
I fucking hate people who get fucking released and then just go off on the company. And you know damn well you wouldn't feel that fucking way if you were still signed.
Yeah.
Oh, it drives me nuts.
There was a saying in the old MCW days where we would go tomato, tomato, potato, potato, Ryback, Goldberg, same.
It's the same situation.
Right.
It's just, so it's just guys get for the sake of getting over. So Wilson, I would say that like it frustrates me because I think he is just kind of a one-liner, but he can work.
Hey, Pretty Deadly is one of the greatest tag teams of all time. They just done good. They're not getting their fucking push. But anyway,
so are you saying that we have an episode coming up where it's greatest tag teams of all time?
You never know who's going to make my list, but I will tell you, this is typical Marks and Remarks. We're talking about fucking managers, and now we're talking about guys.
We just diverted.
Yeah,
we just went to it.
Here we go, guys.
And I'll throw
drum roll, please. Number one.
Number one.
You up, Chef?
We did talk it. We just got done talking about our number one. I mean, first best. We talk about it a lot. Not that he did it first, but I do think that in the scope of things, if you take him out of the equation.
I'll write this down. I know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
For me, it's hard to separate some of my, like, I know that he's a worker, and that bled. Oh, Blixx just.
I tried the elbow drop myself.
Yeah. Just, all right. But to let it go. Just that pure aura.
Yeah.
To me, number one, Bobby the Brain Hand. Yeah. I mean, not that it's not close. To me, I had a really tough time separating Paul Heyman from Bobby. And the only reason, I don't know if you guys can remember this. I think it was
Paul right now.
I think it was episode number 1. And I had made a comment that Bobby the Brain Heenan was like the originator of the Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he captured any talent that was relevant for heels, he sucked them up. And so did Paul Heyman did the same thing.
Sure.
And elevated them. I don't know that Andre's not Andre in the WWE. Andre on the indie scene is Andre because he's an oddity. On the national scene with television, that doesn't translate without Bobby the Brain Heenan. They're really slow Andre.
Yeah, but he's a size, pure. You might be right, but Jared,
promo-wise,
your thoughts?
Well, I've already given because Bobby was my number 2.
Okay.
As far as you look back at that era, like it's there are so many rivalries where if you take Bobby Heenan out of it, it is not the same. He made or broke more than a few.
Absolutely.
So I had him at 2. Spoiler: we already know who my number 1 is.
Speaking of, Hercules earlier, you wouldn't know Hercules wasn't for Bobby Brain.
Nope.
So your thoughts on Bobby Brain?
Go ahead and mark it down. He's my number 1 also, which brings me back to why I didn't mention Paul Heyman in my top 5 at all. I don't think there would be a Paul Heyman without a Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Great minds think alike, buddy.
That is exactly why I put Heenan on top and kept Heyman out.
Wow. I don't know if you can keep Heyman out, obviously, because Heyman was my number 2. Which that said, Bobby the Brain Heenan was my number 1. And it's just, the guy did everything. You hated him.
Mm-hmm.
You hated everyone he represented. which was his job.
I mean, even in the late 90s, when I was going to shows that would come to North Carolina or South Carolina, they were still calling him Weasel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
10 years, 15 years after people started calling him Weasel.
Okay.
They were
Humanoids.
still doing it.
Humanoids.
Say humanoids is a great
Yep.
word. But sick little brag. That weasel suit that he wore, I actually worked somebody who wore that same exact weasel suit.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That
The
is really
suit
cool.
or one like it.
No, the suit. Because
Nice.
he first did it in AWA.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Huge honor.
Yeah, maybe.
I think so.
Depends on the guy you work.
You rubbed elbows theoretically with.
Yeah.
How many
But-
people can say that in the industry, though?
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
According, okay, you know what? I will say this. I was told it was the suit by
Fair.
a worker.
Fair.
Old time
well.
worker. So, yeah.
Who knows?
Believe it you want to believe, baby. So, but me, Bobby the Brain Heenan is just, I don't know, guys. And I'm curious, and I can't wait to see who you put in number one above Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Hmm?
And I can't wait to debate
I'll
it.
tell
So
you why.
Go ahead. Your turn. Who's your number one?
Paul Heyman.
Okay.
And I will tell you why. If you stack up both client lists, top to bottom, I would argue that Paul Heyman elevated more guys, not just up, but more guys to the top, or had a hand in guys to the top. And part of that obviously is behind the scenes. The other thing that I would say too is, you know, we talk about who did it first versus who did it best.
Yeah.
Bobby Heenan, in a way, did it first in this respect, as far as
Sure.
this style of manager.
Yep.
Paul Heyman not only did it best, but he started in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, around that same.
And we're in mid 2020,
He's still doing it.
2026. He's 40 years into this business
And still
and
relevant.
is on top.
Still relevant.
And guys, we don't. There is no one else on our list of managers that reinvented themselves like Paul Heyman. I cannot put a stronger commodity
Yep.
on how hard. I'm not a worker in the business. Someone that's been around the business, worker in the business. So, I mean, geez Louise, guys, how hard as a manager, as a talent, it's hard to reinvent yourself. As a manager, you're second fiddle. So the only reason that I didn't put, I mean, you are second fiddle a little bit. I mean,
He is.
you're not the, people aren't coming to see XYZ manager, but it's an enhancement.
Well, I don't know about
But
that.
no, see, that's where I think Shane and I are on the same page. If you tell me that Paul Heyman is on a show, but Brock Lesnar isn't,
I'll default. You're
I
right.
will go see
No.
Paul Heyman.
Yeah, you're
same with Heenan though. If you told me Heenan was on the show and he was just there to talk or something, I'd fucking be there
Exactly.
to listen to Bobby talk.
That's when you start getting into the elite conversation. So, are we at a 1A and 1B situation here?
I think you could be.
You could,
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
You could be.
I mean, you look at all
Yeah,
our
I
number
can-
ones and twos, and they're there.
I can say that, and yes, everything he said about Heyman getting his start, but without Bobby Heenan giving everything on television,
Yeah.
for him to be able to transition as much as he did, as Paul Heyman has, I don't think it would have happened.
Let me counterpoint
That is just my perspective.
Let me counterpoint that. I would disagree that without Bobby Heenan, there's no Paul Heyman, because I think Paul, when he started off as the photographer at Madison Square Garden and sat under the learning tree next to Dusty Rhodes and wanted to work his way into the production meetings and all of those little things that he did as he was coming up in the business, I think would have still found his place and found his niche, regardless of Bobby Heenan. I feel like I can separate
You
that
can make
out.
that argument.
And
Definitely.
because of that, that's why I put Paul above.
You know what's fun? You know what's fun that you make a great point on? Both you guys just made a point that almost bleeds in together is Heenan was a worker. Paul wasn't.
True.
Yeah.
But Heenan, in the same way that you just said that Paul was willing to put in the time, Bobby put in the time in the ring to become, you know what I mean? So there's so many paradoxes between the two guys that aren't exactly,
Yep.
they're like kissing cousins. They're not related, but
there's a lot of great managers that were in the
This
business
little
that did
back and
not.
forth is a 100-year war that will never be won
What are you talking
because
about?
I got massive points. You've got massive points.
but I am
you
massive.
Yes, you are massive.
See?
Just
But
don't
he
fall
is
on me.
too. You looked at his fucking ego.
Yeah, but it's I mean, okay.
But
was a key
in all
in mind.
honesty, we will never be able to agree on this
Sure.
whatsoever. But the one thing we can do is respect the perspective of the other.
100%. And you know what? The one, and I'll let you jump in.
No.
I'm gonna jump in real quick. I would say this, and this doesn't have to do with managers, but it does derail Heenan a little bit on his opportunity. Heenan was so good at commentary, where not that Heyman was bad.
No, but he was.
Heenan was superior to commentary, and I'm not factoring that into this.
No,
But I think
you
it
can't.
took away from his opportunity to manage. And they went, we need good commentators, and we're not going to put you with a guy. We're going to put you behind the mic to commentate for a match instead of we're only going to have you instead of having you on for 10 minutes during a match. We're going to have you on for an hour during the show. You were that good.
Right.
You would argue again. I think we're back to a 1A 1B as far as who was superior on commentary.
To me,
Wow.
to me, ECW like Paul Heyman or even WWE Paul Heyman on the mic in commentary was really good. He was not Heenan good to me.
Oh, to me, Heenan was way better than Paul Heyman on freaking
Agreed.
commentary. Oh yeah,
Okay.
100%.
I mean, it's not that I'm not saying that Heyman was bad by any stretch.
No,
Heyman is still better than everybody right now in the current commentary. You know what I mean?
He might be better than Excalibur.
But to me, like the Mount Rushmore, and I hate to do that because that's not what we do. But when I start to
Mount Markmore.
Mount Markmore
yeah.
is when you start doing commentary, it is Heenan. Jim Ross is up there for me. And Paul's close or in that realm.
You're splitting hairs because this is going to be a different episode for announcements, or announcers and commentary. But
Sure.
Something I know a little.
there's this. You're talking. You mentioned Jim Ross, but Jim Ross wasn't good by himself.
No.
He was great with Schiavone. Then he was great with
Lawler.
Lawler, and
Yeah.
that's
He was great with Heyman.
yeah. But Jim Ross is Jim Ross.
Exactly.
Anyway, okay, so
Oh, wow.
everybody did the top five. Now it's time to get together. And number 5. Let's go around the board. Jared, you had Sherry Martel.
Correct.
Blixx had Sherry Martel. You, Chef, had Freddie Blassie. I have Elizabeth. I'll be right now tell you guys I have no problem voting Sherry Martel as a number 5.
Yeah. I'm fine defaulting on that.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah, there we go. All right.
So Sherry Martel will go into number 5.
Okay.
Number 4, I had, and I was the last one out, Paul Ellering. You all had Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. Now, my question to you guys, knowing what's coming next, 3, 2, and 1 of everybody, would you want to put Mouth of the South higher? Or would you guys feel comfortable keeping him at 4?
I'm good with him at 4.
I'm good with him at 4.
I'm good with him at 4.
I'm solid.
I'll take
with
Paul
them.
Ellering out. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
All right, so there goes the Mouth of the South. Now we're going to get interesting because number 3, we have 3 people that went Jim Cornette,
And then there's Blixx.
and then there's Blixx with Captain Lou.
Sometimes you have to bow out and take one
Yeah.
for the team.
Well, and see, I'm having a hard time, guys, because I want to put Jim Cornette higher just because of personal love life. Did I tell you guys I love Jim Cornette.
Really?
Oh, fucking
Wow, newsflash.
But
All right.
Can you give us?
Wait a minute.
Blixx-
I didn't.
Oh, I love Jim
hang
Cornette.
on. Hey, let me take my glasses off so I heard you right. What
Yes.
did you say about Jim Cornette?
I love Jim Cornette.
All right, I heard it that time.
All right, you
Okay,
good with
cool.
number 3, Jim Cornette being number 3 and taking Captain Lou out?
I'm fine with that.
It's tough call.
Here's the thing.
Put 1, 2, 3, half. We're out. Jim Cornette's number 3.
Now it gets interesting.
All right, guys. Our number 2s and our number 1s are all interchangeable, really. It's Paul
Well,
Heyman.
not really. He's the only.
Well, right.
He's the
So,
only Heyman.
yeah, but well, yeah. Your number 2 was
Heenan.
no. His number 2 was Jim Cornette.
Oh.
So it's between we're gonna have to go with this. Heenan, Heyman. Einhorn, Finkel. What are we doing here?
Seriously,
Okay,
I'll drink to that.
here. Okay, so
You too, buddy.
no. Okay, so let's break this down. All right, and I'll tell you how I figured this out. 20-point scale for at least this category, as far as mic work / character work. Both of them I gave a 20.
Yes.
Okay. Client success. I think we've already kind of gone through the list between the two. I give Heyman the slight edge. I went 20 to 19. I would argue more of Heyman's clients, quote unquote, were elevated to the top.
The only problem that I have with
Because
that is let me say
It doesn't matter.
It's not that
I'm not talking belts.
I know,
I'm just saying, like, this is a
Improving-
subjective part of me. Here's my subjective
Go
part.
ahead.
Heyman has guys that his top part of the roster would be like Roman Reigns. I'm not a big Roman Reigns fan. I don't think he's good on the mic. He's 15 Superman punches and 14 spears early on. To me, not a great worker either.
Yeah, we'll go back and watch him. You're wrong.
Well, I'm not a big fan of his across the board.
Early stages, yes. Now,
Yeah.
Better
Now era, no.
now better.
Yeah.
But even Heenan's worst part, if you take Hercules out,
Fuck that. Hercules is great.
Okay, you can take Rick Rude off of both because they were on both rosters.
Okay.
Right?
I would
Who
say
are ones we can take off of both rosters?
the height of Rick Rude's career was by far with Heenan. We should agree
He's
on
by
that.
far himself.
Or by himself.
Yeah,
His
but,
height was by himself.
but again, you go back
He's
to
been elevated. By
But his best with the manager was with Heenan with all you late. You know what I mean? He
Yeah,
would
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
mouthpiece it.
okay,
But Rick Rude didn't need a mouthpiece. He was good on the mic.
okay, but how much of that? Again, you go back to what we don't see behind the scenes.
Well, Blixx was
Did-
there.
Apparently, he was in the back room hiding in the closet. Apparently, okay,
Did you come out of the closet yet, buddy?
nope.
all right, cool. But like,
I'm the one that writes the dirt sheets. Come on now.
I knew it.
Oh my word!
But you don't know. Again, you look at the learning tree that Heyman sat under. You don't know what he was saying in Rick Rude's ear before he got elevated with Heenan.
But hypothetically, if there's anyone that's going to say anything to a person about working, wouldn't it be Heenan because he was a worker? I'm just saying.
That don't mean anything.
I mean, it has to mean something, though. It has to mean something.
And that's weird. I'm actually going to agree with him on this point because some of the smartest minds in the business don't necessarily go into
Jim Cornette's a good example of that.
Cornette. I'll tell you, independent circular. And we've talked about this before.
Sure.
There's a guy in Minneapolis named Tim Larson who's fucking
Oh, yeah.
extremely smart and between the ropes.
But what if you're good at
Never
both?
worked. Never worked.
What if you're good at both, like Heenan was?
Well, yeah, he was good. Yeah, 100%.
I
I'm
mean,
just going to tell you right now, we're voting. I'm putting Heyman 2 and Heenan 1. I have a hard time
I'll
putting.
second that.
I'm the other way.
Yep. And then where do you go, Chef?
I'm going to stick with Bobby,
Number
Is it-
1?
and it is close. Don't get me. This might be the most. I mean, I know that the episode that wasn't aired, we had NWO. You guys,
I
you,
want
you,
to talk
you
about
did-
that episode.
yeah, the episode that shall not be named. You guys had the Horsemen. I had NWO. That's how I.
And you were wrong.
And
You're wrong again.
I
No,
I
It
accept,
was wrong.
No, he's wrong again.
but we're gonna go Sherry,
Y'all
Okay,
feel
yeah.
wrong.
Number 5, Sherry Martel.
Sherry Martel.
Number 4,
Number
Mouth
4.
of the South.
Yep.
Number 3, Jim Cornette. Number 2, Paul Heyman.
Heenan.
Number 1, Bobby the Brain Heenan.
That's a great list.
I'll tell you what. Any of them. You put any of them in my days of wrestling, I'll take any of them fucking managing me.
Right?
You're damn
I mean,
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was a guy that
Well,
I didn't need a manager.
even some of the
Want one.
honorable
I'm
mentions.
texting Paul.
Yeah.
Even some of the honorable mentions, man. I take them in a heartbeat too.
You know what's
we
fun?
didn't even mention Slick.
You know what? An interesting one that actually got, and I eliminated from my own list. I mean, they're number 8, I believe. J.J. Dillon. Never even got mentioned.
Shit. You know what? I mentioned him earlier today.
Yeah.
But here's why I kept him off the list, and because I thought about him, and I'm glad you brought that up. J.J. Dillon was a man of a horseman who didn't need a manager.
Mm-hmm.
The Horseman would have been the Horseman without J.J. Dillon, right?
They had Flair.
Flair was their manager. Right? You want to call it a mouthpiece, but I mean, I'll go back. J.J. Dillon was good what he did, right? He just didn't need to be with the horse.
Here's someone that we didn't mention that I thought maybe would have got a
Was it
nod.
Slick? Because I mentioned him once earlier.
Slick wasn't bad, honestly.
Slick was fucking shit.
I thought you were going to say Teddy Long or something.
Mr. Fuji. I thought maybe.
Oh,
I thought
Fuji's a good one.
I thought Fuji would have maybe talk about longevity, and you know, he didn't have the mic skills because he didn't have the language. You know, there's a language
and
barrier.
maybe that was it. I mean, to be a good manager, you got to have.
But he was a worker.
You have to elevate people.
He was
I don't
a
know
worker.
who he elevated.
I'll give you another deep cut.
Slick.
Gary Hart.
Now, Gary Hart, I will tell you,
Yeah.
Gary Hart, when he was with Muda,
Mm-hmm.
Gary Hart was another one guy who scared me.
Abdullah the Butcher.
Yeah, he had all the dangerous
Brody.
people. All the dangerous people.
Yeah.
The ones that you were like, shut your bedroom door. I do not want any of them coming through my bedroom door. I'm
Right.
Everybody else we kind of named on my. We had, you know, on the outside looking in. I had Paul Bearer. I had Elizabeth Fuji, Ellering, Captain Lou. Blixx, you had a kind of. Is there anybody that we missed? And Jared, before we head out of the
Did you mention
episode,
Slick?
No, I did not mention
I
Slick.
got two that didn't get mentioned.
I just had
and
to
I'm
say this.
shocked.
And this is where I'm mentioning Slick.
is it?
Okay.
No, a buddy of mine. Back in the day. He said he met Slick.
Yeah,
And Slick probably said one of the coolest fucking phrases I've ever heard anybody say.
yeah.
Some guys were giving Slick some shit about being a manager, and that's all. And Slick looked at this guy, looked him dead in the eye, and he says, "You know what? That stuff up in the ring might not be up and up, but in the real world, I'll whoop your ass." And these guys backed down.
Yeah.
And that's the story told by my buddy.
Real quick, who was it that told you don't do anything in the ring that you wouldn't do in a bar fight? That's kind of the same. That's kind of the same advice,
Right. My buddy Sammy Samaro. He's always said, and he's such an old school worker that if you can't do in the bar fight, don't do it in the ring.
That's kind of the same advice, right?
Yeah.
That
It's just if you heard Slick say that, Mike, what would you be scared? I'd be like, all right, dude, let's go. Your butt
Stick
stinks soaking
Slick?
wet. I was like,
Slick the stick?
yeah, I did that. Then you have to look around. You're like, where's the king?
Yeah.
Where's the one man game? Okay,
Right.
I don't care, Slick. Come on. All right, go ahead. You were gonna say
Blixx, do you have anybody in the top 10 that didn't make the cut?
Honestly, I didn't do a top 10. I did the top 8.
Really?
And
He's
every
held to it really good.
Always coming up short.
every name's been mentioned.
Jared, top 10 that didn't get mentioned?
We've mentioned everybody in my top 10, but there were a couple that I considered for two different reasons, and I'll just throw the names out there and let's just see what happens.
Sure.
The old school one was Grand Wizard.
Yeah?
Okay.
I've seen
On the phone call, him and I mentioned that earlier, and I was
Yeah.
just like, the only problem about the Grand Wizard is that
so niche, too.
He was, and that's part of the reason why he didn't make the cut.
yeah.
But here's a current day one.
Sure.
Talk about a worker turned manager and still technically could work a little bit. Montel Vontavious Porter, MV.
I'll tell you what.
Is
Without
is he
him-
more of just a manager right now?
He is more manager. He can still go a
A
little, bit.
Yeah,
They
no.
don't do
with the
six-man
hurt biz-
stuff.
that's a really good pull.
It-
Honestly, that's probably the best.
Without the Hurt Business, or without him, the Hurt Business or Hurt Syndicate, whatever you want to call it, doesn't become what it is. I would say where he took Bobby Lashley alone,
Well,
as far as
he resurrected
Shelton Benjamin's
career.
right.
And we talk about underrated wrestlers, which we haven't yet. And that's going to be another one. Shelton Benjamin's one of them.
Well, he should have been on he made after the episode of wrestlers that never won a championship. He maybe could have or should have.
He was in my top 10.
I
He was in my top 10.
I mean, I'll argue.
Athletically,
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about that. But the guy,
Worker?
for whatever reason, I don't know what it is, guys. Benjamin is going to get over.
Mike skills.
It's
It's
fucking
Mike skills. You give him a mouthpiece,
athleticism in the ring. He can take anybody. What are you staring at me for? You know what
I'm listening to you
And
by
that-
looking at
Take your
you.
glasses off when you listen to me.
and that's
All
and,
right.
and to
quiet
my
down,
point-
Blixx.
No, and that's my point with MVP is he was able to be that mouthpiece for Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah.
and
Look what
got
happened.
him to that next
How
level.
we were talking about Chad Gable in 10 years might be on the list of that take right there might be in 10 years. Let's see if MVP maybe still,
Could be.
because he's a young guy. Like you said, he's working now. In 10 years, he's still like what, in his mid 50s maybe or something, or
Probably.
he's like in his mid 40s now. Hey, there you go.
But when it comes to Chad Gable, though, if I had
Take your personal bias out of it.
if I had to place some bets, I would say that he's getting better and he'll get better on the mic.
If he gets
If I had to place down bets,
if he gets an opportunity, I agree with you.
Yeah.
So we're
MVP is 52 years old
right now.
as of right now. 52
Oh,
years
so it'd be
old.
62, which is still young for even a guy that wants to.
Well, look what Flair's doing at 60.
Look what R-Truth is doing in the ring right now at like almost 50, right? Or is
54?
Something like that.
or
I think
in
him and
this-
I are the same age. That's why I know that.
really? Gosh,
Yeah.
dang!
You
What
would
a
have-
what a
When I got my foot in the door, R-Truth was running indies in North Carolina. I can't remember what he was going by back then,
Probably.
but
around
I've
70.
met him 3 or 4 times. I have not seen him since he got signed for the first time with TNA.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, quick.
K Quick. How's it name?
Yeah, and-
oh man, that's a good poll, dude. Good poll. What a mark. Love it.
Love the marks and remarks.
What
We're
we do.
gonna have to wind this down. So we're gonna have
Yes.
to get the Magic 8 Ball out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh boy.
We're gonna get that. I think this episode with our top 5, no one's gonna dispute the names on this list. It might dispute the order. You know what I mean?
I'd flip flop 1 and 2. That's.
Other than that, we all were pretty much in unison with the people. Other than
So-
Captain Lou, and he was on the outside looking in on one of my iconic wrestlers that didn't.
I
make the list.
think that because all three of us, Chef, Blixx, and I agreed, and Jared was the oddball out, or
Shocker.
8 ball out, you shall ask the Magic 8 Ball question. Thanks to Wrestling with Tomorrow for this great Magic 8 Ball. I will shake until you ask your question, because this is what I saw Gator do on his last podcast.
Shane, if you shake it more than twice, you're playing with it.
That's true, and I'm known to do that, so it's okay.
All right. Let's flash forward. Right about the time this is probably going to air, if it comes out in order. Pro Wrestling Storm will have former WWE superstar Eric Rowan on our show.
Well, August 8th.
August 8th.
Eric Redbeard, Eric Rowan.
Eric Redbeard.
Minnesota Odie's Bar.
That's right. Odie's in Ely, Iowa.
This is really hard to keep going. Jesus. That's what she said.
Well, I'm gonna do it's a 2-in-1 question because that was what my first one was and it worked out well. Will he go for the Storm Championship? And will he win it?
Oh. Most likely.
Oh.
We've got a little booking question here.
So here we go, guys. That was a great episode. What do you think of tonight's episode, Chef?
Topic wise, or just in general?
Overall.
I think that the next, if I had to shake a Magic 8 Ball to get the next episode topic, will be probably off the cuff. We might even just spin the dial and
Spin
go.
the wheel, make the deal?
Yeah, we might not even go into this with any of us.
Gimmick matches. We got to get those going.
We might not even know what the next topic is. We might just go to
Including
the
you.
next, including me.
Wow.
That's it.
So what do you say? Same Mark channel?
Same Mark time. Marks and Remarks. We're the only podcast that Mark is not a 4-letter word.
Peace, love, and wrestling.
I don't have my drink.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I walked in with a grin and a busted up spine. Got a cheap black jacket and a head full of lines.